Hello, and welcome to Turnabout Breakdown, the next arc, the next era. We're now playing Trials and Tribulations.
Woo! What fresh era.
Fresh era. Hello, my name is Devon, otherwise known as Algae Dust. You can find me as that online in all kinds of places, sometimes, and sometimes not.
I am Hera at Heroica Mera. Everywhere you get your posts, except I'm doing like an avant-garde project right now where I just hit you all with like a stony silence on the timeline. It's been going really well. I've been going for about a year now, maybe longer.
You can really feel it too. Like every time I think about Hera while I'm scrolling social media, I can just feel her looking at me disapprovingly.
Yeah.
Does not apply to Tumblr. That's a different matter. That's me. That's like
me.
waterboarding in post.
Raw, unedited, uncut. That's me.
No, that's my torture project where you'll get hit by 5,000 posts in a second. And you'll be like, why am I following this person? And that's the point. It makes you think.
It's generally the experience of seeing someone on your dashboard that you followed like 5 years ago, and it's the first time they've posted in forever, and then you realize, oh man, I'm a different person than I was when I liked the stuff this person put out.
Yeah. I had that experience with someone recently where I followed them like maybe more than 10 years ago, and they came back out of nowhere, but they'd gone through like the exact same metamorphosis that I had.
Oh wow, parallels.
Fucking incredible.
For me, it was like a Steven Universe fan artist that hadn't uploaded in like 8 years.
They're still on that game?
Oh yeah, they were. They were at the time.
Hell yeah, cool. Alright, I'm gonna pass it over to Jay before we get too distracted.
Hi, I'm Jay. You can find me online at JM Costello. I have no opinions about how often you should post.
That's a nice unbiased take. Hi, I'm Ro, also known as Rodonata. The thing about me is that I'm probably people are saying this on a regular basis. Out of everyone here, I'm probably the most normal.
I'm always saying this.
Very...
I'm the most down to earth, like regular. I'm like the blank slate here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do talk about this at length.
Alright, can I take the reins here? I've got a bit for today. It's rare that I've got a
Great.
bit, but alright. Today we go back in time to play as Mia. We're going to learn the dark, twisted backstory of our favourite character.
My favorite character in the whole franchise.
What's the bit? That's literally just true.
The character is Winston Payne.
That's also literally just true.
Phenomenal.
The main antagonist of the
learn
Ace
about
Attorney
that.
franchise.
I've been editing the last episode, except it's not the last episode because I'm behind. And there was a bit where Hera was like, there's no way we can have 4 prosecutors in the next game. And I was like, what do you mean 4? And she was like, you've forgotten about the existence of Winston Payne. And I was like, you know what? You're so right. That's actually it's genuinely a good guess that Winston Payne's going to be in the next game. And here he
But
is.
you remember him now.
I remember him now.
How can we forget this man?
I don't think I can
This
ever
icon,
forget
this
him now,
legend.
after what he did.
All right. Would you like a summary about Winston Payne?
Yeah.
We would love to hear about his
Please.
backstory.
I'd love to hear about his Winston game.
In an opening cutscene, we see a pink-sweated Phoenix Wright standing over a dead body. His defense attorney, Mia Fey, is really nervous since it's only her second time in court, but calms down as we get through the opening tutorials against noted villain of the series, Winston Payne. Phoenix doesn't help his case by repeatedly lying about how much he knew the victim, a pharmacology student called Doug Swallow. Payne argues that Phoenix's motive was jealousy because Doug used to date Phoenix's current girlfriend, a literature student called Dahlia Hawthorne. He also points out that Doug was holding a bottle of cold medicine which belonged to Phoenix that he had Phoenix's palm print on his leather jacket, arguing that Phoenix pushed him into a loose electricity cable, killing him. Phoenix admits to pushing Doug, but says there were no severed cables close by at the time. He also mentions that Doug fell on his umbrella, and Mia is able to point out that in the crime scene photo, Doug is several meters away from the crushed umbrella, so he must have moved after Phoenix pushed him. In a recess, Phoenix tells Mia more about Dahlia, who he met in the courthouse reading room when she gave him a necklace that contains a small glass bottle. Mia asks if this was on a specific date when a murder happened at the courthouse. Grossberg, he's been here the whole time by the way, suddenly realizes why Mia was so insistent on taking the case and goes off to get more evidence. Back in court, Payne calls Dahlia as a witness. She testifies that Phoenix never pushed Doug, which obviously isn't true, and when Mia calls her out on this, it becomes clear that she and Dahlia have met before. Mia continues to press Dahlia until she claims Phoenix did commit the murder but implicates herself in the process. Phoenix objects to this, and at the same time, Grossberg returns with more details of the courthouse murder, the poisoning of a defense attorney. Mia asks Dahlia to testify about how she met Phoenix, and it turns out Dahlia was a suspect in that murder but couldn't be tried due to lack of evidence. In particular, the poison used was very specialized, and Dahlia claims she couldn't have got a hold of it, but Mia argues she could have used her boyfriend at the time, Doug, to get access. She also argues that the poison was in the pendant that Phoenix now has and asks for it to be tested. Phoenix, defending Dahlia, steals the pendant back from Mia and just straight up houses that thing. He does, however, admit that Doug wanted to speak to him in the first place to warn him that the poison had been stolen from the lab 8 months ago and just the day before, and that he suspected Dahlia in both cases. Mia concludes that Dahlia was actually planning to poison Phoenix using his cold medicine since he kept refusing to give the necklace back. Dahlia snaps and confesses, although she also insists that this isn't the end between her and Mia. Winston Payne has a completely normal breakdown. After the case, Phoenix is clearly shell-shocked but commits to becoming a lawyer because of a quote-unquote friend that he needs to save.
And here we are.
I have a theory about what's going on in these games.
Say more.
It's the third one. It should be fact by now.
I think that we play as some kind of malevolent, petty ghost that is possessing the lawyer that we're playing at any one time.
Internal
Why?
monologue included.
Because Mia transforms from someone who was like somewhat chill to exactly the same level as what's the word I'm looking for? She's mean. She's really mean. She's mean exactly like Phoenix is, and Phoenix is not mean in this situation.
When she does it, it rules.
I don't know about that. Phoenix is mean.
She
entire
does
case.
commit violence,
Yeah.
which is new,
Yeah.
but maybe
I mean,
it
she
manifests
doesn't know
differently
her
in
very
different-
well.
She does it a
different
lot
ways.
too, is the thing.
But she has a lot of mannerisms, and you could argue that maybe they put... Well, hold on. It's a quick aside from my side. Let's nail down the timeline of this. Because this takes place 5 years ago from today, the point of the game that we're at, right? So, presuming that there's like a year between games... So, Phoenix...
Which there is.
We started playing as Phoenix 2 years ago, so this is 3 years before that, right?
Correct.
So, Phoenix is in... Well, the fact that he's not a law student, like, blows my mind. It takes, like, 5 years to get a law degree.
No.
How did he do that?
Francisca did it
On
at
the side
18.
this whole time.
Yeah, that's the thing,
Oh, she
Hera,
did it at
is,
13, actually. All right.
to be
Yeah, you're
honest,
right.
I never even believed that Phoenix ever went to law school until we played this game.
Well, I
Now it
guess he
turns out
didn't.
He's at least looked at the law books, so
Yeah.
he's basically studying law. You
Yeah,
know,
pretty
he
much.
went
And he's
to the
been
library
in
of the law
court
books.
before.
He's been to
So,
the courthouse. That's
assuming-
basically the same as a degree, right?
Assuming that he graduated, he's a third-year student, right?
Well, we know that his first ever case was Larry, so that probably wasn't very long after he graduated.
Right, but he was probably a paralegal.
I don't
Mia's
think
firm
that's
for a while,
true.
right?
I don't think
that's
those
true?
exist
Okay.
in this universe.
Well, they must, because Mia is a paralegal for Grossberg.
I don't even know if that's true.
I don't think she's a paralegal. She's just like a junior lawyer at that firm.
Yeah.
Because it's notably weird that she hasn't been in court since
see.
that one trial that she did, that then she decided not to go in court afterwards.
I just feel like becoming a lawyer in this universe is the fucking Wild West. Like,
There's so much going on about, like, how things operate in this case that
Yeah.
just constantly made me do double takes. It was so strange. Should we start off at the beginning? Should we begin where it starts? At the intro?
I would love to do that.
This intro, I feel like multiple of us thought about this when we played it, about how it parallels the intro from the very first case of the very first game. Like the shot.
Yeah.
Didn't even occur to me.
See, the thing about Hera is she hates the Phoenix Wright video game series.
Didn't even think about it.
But here's the thing. The guy that we saw in that shot in the first game was the guy who did it. I do not
true.
remember his name.
Frank saw it.
Frank saw it, yeah.
It blows my mind that you guys remember every single detail about every single case in these games.
That one
That's
was
just
easy.
what
Give me a hard
experiencing
one.
media as a teenager does to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the exact same shot as dead person on the ground pan up, but instead of it being the guilty person who did kill them on purpose, it's Phoenix who is scared and upset.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a small sad man.
Hera, how did you feel knowing that Phoenix was the person that we were going to defend from being accused of murder for almost the second time.
Almost. I mean, it was the second
I mean,
time.
it was the second time, but we were also playing
He was gonna
as
get
Phoenix
executed.
the first time. You thought he was gonna die.
Well, no, it's like, it was interesting, right? It's like, oh, we're clearly in the past.
He's just a very sad little young man right now.
Because he's wearing a stupid past outfit.
Yeah, that's what the P stands for on it.
Can we talk, what's with the like, scarf?
It's just a red scarf. Just a big red scarf. I think it's literally just
It's
him
no
bundling
longer
up 'cause he has a cold.
just a red scarf when you pair it with a pink sweater.
No, it's a fashion statement.
Is that
What's
right?
wrong?
I thought he was just wearing it because he has a cold and he wanted to stay warm.
Yeah.
It's September.
Didn't he say it was like almost spring? Is it September?
I'm pretty sure it's September.
Got the transcript open, right?
No,
Yeah, one sec. I
I'm
do.
not
One sec.
prepared today.
Hold on. Hold on, I've got to take a screenshot of something from the wiki page.
Oh no, it's April. It's April.
Yeah, what's
Why would they do it like that?
So incredible. Absolutely
Why
phenomenal.
did they do it like that?
Because there's the bezel, the bevel,
The bevel?
the bevel between the screen. There's
But
the
it still
hinge.
wouldn't even line up the
this
size.
is the case art. This is the case art. Like that means the entire lower half of the Nintendo DS is just Maya's legs.
Yeah, the bottom screen is just Maya's legs.
That sucks. Yeah, that is actually something worth bringing up. So, like, because this is in the past, Maya does have a very, very slightly different design, and you do get to see it in full body. I didn't even realize it was different until I saw, like, a more contemporary render of Maya later on. Because her hair is different, her bangs are different, and her outfit, instead of being, like, an open blazer with a brassiere underneath, it's just the blazer, but zipped up. And honestly, I
Can we
think...
talk about that? Zip on a blazer?
Yeah, bit weird. It's like a leather jacket blazer combo.
Yeah.
It's very strange, and she's wearing like a pencil skirt and white pumps. It's like a fine outfit. There's definitely been worse. And honestly, I kind of prefer it to her modern design, just based on the outfit, not based on the rest of it. I think I prefer her hair in the original. But I feel like this one is a little less gratuitous, which is nice. It felt like there were less instances of you seeing her titties directly center frame, except for when she like leans over the desk during the court trial.
Yeah, it feels like they're taking her a bit more seriously.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is ironic considering how much of a complete moron she is for most of this case.
I love her so much. This is going to be very difficult for me.
We need a second Mia. Where's the Mia game? Where's Mia versus Lena? Huh?
Why are they
It's
fighting?
so true.
Because Lena's a prosecutor.
Yeah, but they're in love.
Yeah,
That doesn't stop
much like
anyone
the
else.
prosecutor and lawyer from this game.
Yeah.
Can't we get one win?
What if they just work together to find the truth?
Yeah.
What if that's what they're gonna
much like another lawyer prosecutor duo.
do? So we have to defend Phoenix, right? The
Yeah,
most
we have to
annoying.
defend Phoenix, right?
We've got a
Annoying
new
defendant
weird girl as well.
Oh, I love the
You mean
new
Mia?
weird girl.
No, the weird girl is the girl that sits in the defense stand with the lawyer,
Oh, right. That weird girl.
like Maya and Emma.
Okay, I feel like we're gonna need to do like a weird girl hierarchy at some point.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And
Yes.
where does Grossberg fall in this hierarchy?
It makes me really sad to say this, but Grossberg is at the bottom.
That doesn't make me sad to say that at all.
It makes me really sad to say this, because I feel like the Grossberg that we're presented in this game, that's not Mr. Grossberg. I feel like the translators did him really dirty in this one.
I don't know, like, I remember talking a lot about how inconsistent and often kind of weird his writing was in the first game.
Yeah,
I remember that, but like this particular beat that they run with him feels so like
Oh, Jesus.
alien to me. Like it feels like literally the kind of running gag you'd have in like a children's Saturday morning cartoon.
I mean, there's a lot of children's Saturday morning cartoon in Ace Attorney. That's
That
not
is true.
defense. But
There's children's masterpiece theatre, you know?
yeah.
The other thing is about Mr. Grossberg is I feel like they don't go into any depth about why you know him already or what his relationship is to Mia as we know it from the previous game. So in this case, you're like, oh yes, my nice old boss friend who helps me and sometimes says things that are fucking weird. But he's just a nice guy. And I'm like, this guy did some fucked up shit, actually. Not mentioned. Not
It
No,
rules.
mentioned.
We're playing
It
a
rules.
sequel, finally.
Don't worry about it. Look, you've never played an Ace Attorney game before. The only thing you need to know that Mr. Grossberg is really, really nice, and he has hemorrhoids.
And they never lie.
And they...
That's his superpower. Where's
Why
this
did
fucking
he
game
say
coming out?
that? What's
Fuck the
wrong
Magatama.
with him?
This is the power that they should explore.
Every lawyer of a certain caliber develops a Nen-like ability, and for Mia it's being a spirit medium, and for Grossberg it's having prophetic hemorrhoids.
Mia never trained as a spirit medium. She does have a Magatama.
She has a Magatama, and she can have her... Well, I guess you don't need to be a spirit medium to have your spirit be channeled. But I feel like there must be some... I feel like she must know something about ghosts, just by virtue of being a fae.
We know that she did use her powers when she was investigating Red White because she held an audience with the dead to figure stuff out. So she, just
I
to
see.
throw back to that.
Never
was a
assume
thing.
I remember anything that happened in a previous case.
That is okay, that's why
I
me and Jay are
genuinely
here.
didn't know that. That's wild to me.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh. Hang on, I just gotta Google something dead quick. Am I
Damn it,
chatting
are you lying to me?
bollocks?
I remember it being mentioned that one of the fays could hold an audience with a room full of ghosts, and me being like, oh yeah, that means they're like super powerful compared to the ones that can just do it with one ghost at a time. I didn't remember anything about Mia being involved in that, though. So starting this case as Mia, one of the first things you notice is that in the court lobby she is extremely, extremely nervous because it's the first time she's done court in a year.
Since the incident.
Since
And
the
it's only her
incident.
second trial.
And it's only her second trial ever.
Yeah.
And like every normal person, when you get nervous, you start beating people up for fun.
Very stress relieving.
It does help.
And then Phoenix is here, and he
Yeah.
looks like that. And he is very, very...
He's very sick.
Sick.
He's very sick.
He's very sick.
My lawyer is very sick.
No, not that. He's not that yet. He's an art
true.
student. He's an art student. Let's talk about that later.
Devin and I have been sitting on that one for a while.
Yeah, I can't fucking believe that. I must say, you guys have exercised a phenomenal amount of restraint dealing with the stuff that me and Harry have been saying throughout the last several months.
I mean, it's fucked that he's an art student. He doesn't
It
know
is.
anything.
So funny.
It is fucked that he's an art student.
He doesn't... If you look at art in the previous games, he doesn't know anything about it.
Do you know that's because the whole time he was at uni, he was losing his goddamn mind about his girlfriend and also his boyfriend. So clearly there's no time studying.
Yeah.
He's in his baby boy era. He's in his soft boy era.
21 years
everyone.
old, by the way.
Good God.
I'm a 21-year-old soft boy.
That is the peak of soft boy timeline, though. Like, this is just... When people are 21... I said this in my notes, and also sorry to all 21-year-olds, but, like, you're still so baby.
There is
I remember
something
being
very
21
baby about
and
Phoenix,
being
right?
insane.
There is something extremely baby about this Phoenix, right? It's there is a cuteness to him that I can't deny. It also makes him just a little bit more insufferable.
Yep. Oh, yep.
Oh yeah. But because we're about to start the case, Mr. Grossberg is constantly questioning Mia, being like, are you sure you're ready for this? It's the first time you've done a case in a while. And she says, yes, I'm ready. I've done all the studying. Mr. Policeman, I've given you all the clues. And Grossberg is like surprised that and he says to her, he says, you've learned all the relevant facts of the case in one day? To which I said, yeah, like, that's how it's been in every case I've ever done in an Ace Attorney video game.
Maybe it was different 5 years ago. Maybe
No,
the
you
crime
know
went
it
up
wasn't.
so much they had to condense it.
And this is the, like, law reason as to why that happened. Yeah, because maybe that's why it seems like the killer doesn't die at the end of the case.
No, she's dying. They're gonna have a spirit battle above a unnamed California city.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Is that actually Los Angeles?
Yeah.
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 Okay. I had to steer away. I came very, very close to saying Tokyo, so...
It's not Tokyo. It couldn't possibly be.
No.
Yeah, that's what she meant. She is also attuned to the spirits. That's what the butterflies are. So she just knows.
But yeah, we see Phoenix, we meet Phoenix, we have a chat with Phoenix, and he says, "Oh, I'm very sick. Doctor says I've got to be wearing this mask and taking my medicine because I'm very sick, but I've got to come to court because otherwise I'm going to be arrested and killed by the state." So big respect to Phoenix for masking up. I think one of you in one of your notes said that, like, one of the main things that gets in the way of the case is, like, HIPAA violations.
The problem with this sickness is that Phoenix spends so much time coughing and sneezing that it really does extend this case. We don't really get much from him for the first, like, half of his interrogation. What do you call it?
Testimony.
Yeah. Because he's just sneezing all the time.
He does, and also what he does is talk shit about a guy who just died. Proving my point that Phoenix is nicer in this case. He's still awful.
I don't know what to think about people who are being accused of murder and end up going to trial and then say, "Oh yeah, I didn't kill that guy. Fucking hated his guts though. Worst person I ever knew."
So fucked.
Beat the shit out of that guy.
This is not a jury-led case, and it shows.
I don't know. I feel like it's just as important to get the judge on your fucking side.
Yeah, but this judge is insane, so that doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah. This guy is, like, so deep in it at this point. I was thinking, like, I remember in the first couple episodes of the first game, I was like, hey, this judge character, he's like a funny, goofy guy, and I enjoy his color commentary. And at this point, I'm like, I don't think this man should be allowed in a courthouse, let alone presiding over one.
You can hold both of those thoughts at the same time.
I guess that's true.
We love dialectics. And Winston Payne is also here.
I love this guy. He's got
I hate this guy.
a really cool hairstyle.
Oh, sure. I hope nothing happens to it.
He's looking great.
He's not. It looks like something's growing out of him.
Does he have a new suit? I haven't checked this.
I think it is a new suit, yeah. Because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure his original suit was just a black suit with a striped tie. And now he's
His
got, like, a
original suit
green-
is grey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Everyone's got a hot new look.
Everyone's got a hot new look. Mia's is very, very slightly different. Phoenix looks like complete shit. And Winston Payne looks like a... What did I say in my notes? I'm pretty sure
Why
I said
is
I
your
wanted to, like,
problem
rip him
with
into a
Winston
million
Payne?
Look at him!
Like, sure, he's needlessly vindictive and he has a really annoying objection. But he's fun. He looks
He's
great.
so fun. Oh, I'd love to go to the beach with this
Look at
guy.
his green suit.
Look at his green suit and his fucking
Did
stupid
you hear about his
hair.
wife?
Did you hear about his awesome wife? His awesome hot wife that he's never once thought of leaving? Hera, like, we'll talk about that when we get to it, but it's really funny to me that you and me both took that sentence in the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
He's cool. I love Winston. He's like...
He's the rookie crusher.
He is so, like, main character coded, except, like, you don't even think twice about him.
It's the perfect balance.
It's really good. Do you think this is the first case that he's lost? No, because he wouldn't just be the rookie killer if it was the first case he lost.
Wasn't there a game... I might be completely misremembering, but wasn't there a game where it showed, like, on his profile, it showed, like, the number of court cases he's won and the number that he's lost?
Bro, are you hallucinating win-loss ratios in Ace Attorney?
It might be.
They should really start showing those.
Should
It'd be
really start
good.
showing that.
They should.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's so good.
Look, he's simply the rookie crusher, and he's clearly gonna beat Mia, so everything's fine. He's so excited about it.
This isn't the first time. Like, even in the second game where we fought Winston in the first episode of the second game, he was expressing a level of confidence that was, like, so overblown. And in this, it's a little more understandable because he probably knows Mia. Because I feel like you look that kind of thing up when you're going to be battling someone in a court of law. And so, like, oh, she's been in trial once, and her first trial ever traumatized her so bad that she didn't go to court again for ages. And you'd probably be feeling pretty confident about that being your opponent.
You'd also be feeling really confident if you were really misogynistic as well, actually.
Yeah, he
And you're
does.
about to go against a woman.
He does do that a lot too.
Yeah, it's like, to his credit, he falls apart very quickly at the first case of the second game.
Credit.
So he's doing a lot better 5 years in the past.
Yeah, because he hasn't
really
been
holds on in this
traumatized by
case.
this case yet.
He really loses this case.
Yeah, he loses it so bad it kills the thing growing out of his head.
And that's where he kept all of his hope and dream.
Yeah.
The more optimistic he was, the more hair he had.
Yeah.
Same, to be honest.
But I was really happy to see Winston. I kind of always knew, but it's good to... When I realized we were in the past, I got really excited about seeing Winston.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well Phoenix is like, fuck this guy, he was a British wannabe, which is a really funny thing for him to say.
We never see that shirt, by the
We
way.
never
Never see that shot. I don't want to ever see that shot. This guy, by the way, is referring to, what's his name?
Doug Swallow.
Doug Swallow.
Really
Is that
funny name.
is that
victim.
drug swallow? Is that what they're going for?
That's the
Basically,
best I
I
can
assume
think.
so.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's
Because I've been thinking about
really
the names.
bad.
I've been thinking about Dahlia Hawthorne the most because
Dahlia Hawthorne is like, you could not put a more on the nose murderer name in a video game if you tried.
where does the Hawthorne come from?
The plant Hawthorne.
Oh.
It's just a type of really awful smelling plant that smells like death, and I think the berries are poisonous.
Let's see.
And Dahlia, like the black dahlia, and also like the plant, which is probably also poisonous if I had to guess.
I'm like 95% sure you can eat hawthorn berries, by the way. However,
Really?
Maybe don't take advice on that from this podcast. Hawthorn berries have a high antioxidant content that may help lower blood pressure and cholesterol.
Oh yeah, they're good for you.
Dahlia Hawthorne is a great person who's never
Yeah,
done
I'm sorry I
anything in her
ever said
life.
anything bad about her. I need to rescind everything that I talk about in the rest of this episode. Oh wait, there was one other thing. When Winston Payne, we were saying that Winston Payne does sexism, he refers to himself as a genteel man. Why does he do that?
You know how it is.
Why does he say it like?
Genteel man, you know?
He's old fashioned.
Yeah.
And this is also the point because it's the tutorial of the video game where you have to remind Grossberg that you know how to look at the court evidence, which is really funny for someone who was so confident that she was fully up to date with everything going on in the case. Not knowing how to look at court evidence and not knowing how the person in the case was killed.
And he was electrocuted to death. A normal thing to happen.
They give you the photograph of the crime scene, and it is like it paints such a beautiful picture that the game does not doesn't let you be like, oh yeah, okay, I get it.
It's literally just a picture of Mr. Swallow. I genuinely forgot his first name. Pill Swallow. Phil Swallow would have been really good.
Paul
Oh, his name Paul Swallow, yeah.
Phil, I'm changing it to Phil Swallow. It's literally just a picture of him lying on the ground, umbrella in the background, him in the foreground, big fucking sparking electrical cable dangling dangerously close to his dead head. And you spend the first 15 minutes of this trial being like, huh, how did this guy die? What in this picture could have possibly been the cause for killing him? It was definitely because Phoenix Wright pushed him over and then he fell on the floor and he died on contact with the ground.
Maybe he was
He's a very
struck by
fragile
lightning.
man.
Maybe he was struck by lightning, yeah.
They introduced that so late, and it's Mia who introduces it, even though she, for the whole time, about 45 minutes before that, has been like, well, Dahlia fucking killed him, and it makes no sense.
Yeah,
Why
it makes
did they do
absolutely
that?
no sense.
Me, as an editor, being like, well, the first thing we're doing is cutting that conversation. Why did you put that in there?
So you reveal the cause of death to the court, and then you're introduced to one of the recurring guest characters of this episode, Grossberg's hemorrhoids, that he loves to ring up at every single fucking opportunity. And this really, really makes me think that this is just a bit that one of the translation editors of this case thought was really funny and good, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
I can't believe that this is the direction that they decided to take this character.
I can.
Why? What?
This is the same guy who the biggest joke about him in the first case was maybe you're gay. Wouldn't that
Maybe
be
you're
funny?
gay. Wouldn't it be funny if you were kind of you know? No, this is different to me.
Okay.
This feels because that joke at the very least was predetermined by Phoenix being homophobic. But this is just him verbatim, loving to tell people about the situation going on with his butthole at any given opportunity. I want to mention, in every other instance that we ever met Grossberg in a previous case, not once does he mention anything to do with his butt.
That's because
No,
at the end
well,
of the
maybe
case,
they got
Mia's like,
better.
could you shut the fuck up?
Well, he doesn't know
Also, it's been
Phoenix.
5 years or something. I'm sure he's got better.
Well,
He's never been in a stressful situation ever again.
He lost his psychic powers.
That's why he's not a lawyer anymore.
yeah, that's why he's like under the thumb of
Red, white, blue.
What's his name? Red, white, blue.
Yeah.
Pink. Mia hits the desk. Mia hit the desk.
Mia hits the desk.
Yay!
She does the
So
thing.
hits the desk.
How many times does she do that animation in this case? Because you made note of it in your notes, and then I was like, I don't even remember her doing that.
She does it very early. She does it before Winston Payne refers to himself as the Rookie Killer.
Wow.
Is called the Rookie Killer. However, my notes are pretty light for this case because I don't really make notes during trials.
6 pages, baby.
And this case is all trial.
It's true.
The first one is always trial, because in the second one, they've got to teach you how to look at stuff.
It's true.
Oh,
and I know this. However, I feel like I don't need to be like, and then I picked the hanging cable.
And then I looked at the hanging cable.
I'm not playing this toddler bullshit anymore. I know how to be in a courtroom.
Something about this case does feel very, like, younger audience directed, just because of how easy it was for me to solve from the very, very, very beginning.
I mean, it's a tutorial, but it doesn't feel, to me at least, younger coded, because it's like, this guy got electrocuted to death, and also 2 people got poisoned.
Okay, firstly, electrocution and poison, very non-visual ways to kill someone, right? No bullet wounds. Okay, let's think about the ways that people have died in previous Ace Attorney cases. We've got bullet wounds impaled on spikes. That was a recurring one.
That one was pretty bad.
That one was pretty bad.
There was some pretty bad visuals on those ones.
Yeah, stabbed through the chest with a spear was one of them.
That actually turned out to be an impalement, but carry on.
It was a different kind of impalement. I'm talking about the guy in Game 1, Case 5 who got impaled on the suit of armor.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was a spear, even though we had a whole conversation about it.
What else was there?
Hit on the head with a big clock.
Hit on the head with a big clock.
Twice.
Hit on the head with a big clock. Hit on the head with a big clock. Hit on the head with a bust of a magician.
Yeah.
So a lot of blunt force trauma. This is the first electrocution. And never once during this trial did they ever mention anything about burn marks or anything like that. Because electrocutions can be very grisly, but in a cartoon world, it doesn't look like anything has ever happened. And poison, doubly so. So yeah, if you're a child and you need to see someone get murdered, then poison is the least traumatizing way to do it, I think.
I think as well with this case is that you've got characters who we've seen before in like kind of desaturated colours, suddenly really primary colour outfits. You've got Phoenix acting like a teenager. It does feel like in a lot of different ways. Yeah, like it just feels a bit younger. Even though it's
Saturday
not.
morning Phoenix, right?
And I don't think that was on purpose. I think they needed Phoenix to act distinctly younger so that he felt distinctly different from the one that we know. And then also there's just a few other things which accidentally feed into that, like the electrocution and the colourful like suits or whatever.
I mean, we never really like get into the details of the murder. Like, we know that Dahlia did it, but we never get a description of like how she did it, you know?
Yeah, it's never actually explained like how she cut the electrical wire or like how she... Because the assumption is still that the electrical wire just like snapped because it was brittle, which is crazy.
Yeah, the real villain of this case, like so many Ace Attorney cases, is that there's no fucking health and safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's just something about the vibe of this one felt very, I don't know, bubbly and unserious.
Well, also we spend most of our time fucking sneezing.
Yeah.
That is true,
And
but
also
he does
the
have a cold.
music is very like...
The music in this case
The music's changed.
It's
and it's
okay.
really fun. And like plinky plonky.
Yeah, there's a really good track at the beginning, and the climax of the trial has a really good track, but every other track is like really weird, offbeat, like you said, plinky plonky, cheery, jolly music. It's very different.
I'm curious to see, I'm starting to assume otherwise, but I'm curious to see if this music is unique to Mia, or if this is just the music for this game.
It would be neat if it was unique to Mia. Mainly because I just want there to be more songs.
Yeah.
Also, they play a song from the last game, but it's a song specifically from the last case.
Oh yeah,
Which
we talked about
for me is like so evocative of all of the feelings of that case, but it's here, and like that's when it's like, oh, this tutorial like hits different compared to other tutorials. Like, you know, they're evoking like much bigger like nods to the series than just like the fun stuff, I guess. Just something I've been thinking about.
Hey. So he gets onto the stage, Mr. Phoenix Wright, puts himself in front of the stand, sneezes multiple times, does his sniffles. First thing I noticed, they got a lot of different animations for this kid. Many different ways in which you can demonstrate how sick and nasty he is right now. The one that bugs me the most is when he's talking and his mask like rides up to cover his eyes and he has to pull it back down.
It's so disgusting. I hate it so much.
When for any reason, like I can't physically comprehend that happening to a person. Like riding down with the movement of the jaw, yeah, happened to me all the time. Riding up to cover your own eyes. Don't know how you make that one happen.
Oh god, it makes me feel so sick thinking about it. It's horrible. When I worked in a school and it was lockdown and we'd all just come out of it, like the kids were doing stupid shit like that with their masks all the time, and I was like, I'm going to vomit. So then when I saw Phoenix doing it, I was like, I hate this kid.
Well, Devin and I were talking about how, like, you know how I went on and on about the mask as a metaphor in the last game? And then I realized, like, actually a lot of that applies to this game as well. I really like the fact that Phoenix can't keep his fucking mask on his face. I think it's interesting.
Parallels, themes, narrative, concepts.
We love those.
Metaphors.
Anyway, they also get really mad at him for being sick. A lot.
Yeah, he can't really help that, sadly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, he is wearing a mask. Like, he's not wearing it very well, but he's still wearing it.
Do you know what they could get madder at him about?
Probably
lying
murder.
on the fucking stand. That too. But also lying on the stand. Phoenix Wright, I wish my clients would be honest with me, is the biggest fucking liar ever.
But do you know why he's lying, Devin? It's because he doesn't think anyone will believe him. That old story.
Oh my fucking god.
The number of times that someone has been brought to the stand and been like, oh yeah, I lied at first because I didn't think that anyone would believe me if I told the truth is so annoying. Because to be honest, the truth that he tells isn't really like that bad anyway. Well, like, it's bad at first, and then you get more information and it's like, literally, why were you hiding any of this?
It's so, if he was just like, oh, this thing happened, and immediately later I saw my girlfriend with this guy, the problem is solved, but whatever. He's in love. He's stupid.
Literally, if he told the truth at the very beginning of this case, he would have been fine.
But he's so in love.
Also, like, is it weird that... What was the thing that happens at the beginning of this case where Winston Payne says, I'm going to put Phoenix Wright on for testimony. And then Mia's like, are you sure he's the guy that I'm supposed to be defending? And Grossberg says, yeah, Mia, but you've got to find out if he's lying or telling the truth or not. And I was like, is that actually how that works? Because wouldn't it be the prosecution's job to find out whether he's lying or not if he's the person that you're defending in court?
Not him.
I think, sadly, that would break the mechanics of the game.
I'm gonna be honest. Most of the knowledge I have about law is from watching Anatomy of a Fall, which is unfortunately French. So I don't know how accurate that is to, like, law in the real world, because it's also a movie. But there is a prosecutor in that who does wear red and does yell at the defense a lot because they're not telling the truth. And I feel like it would be really, really good and cool to see Winston Payne try and dismantle someone on the testimony stand.
Winston Payne video game when?
Winston Payne video game? When?
During this cross-examination, we learn how to cross-examine. But what's nice is we don't have to go through the whole, like, first you learn how to do a single contradiction and then you learn how to press. You have to do both of those things.
In fact,
it's not as drawn out as with
you
other
can do
tutorials.
the whole thing, and then only when you get to the end of the conversation tree does Grossberg be like, okay, you've done it. Do you want me to help you some more? And then you can choose whether to do that or not. And to be honest, there was genuinely a part of me that was like, I'm going to ask him for help, and he's going to say, you're clearly not ready for this. Get out of this courtroom. I genuinely thought that was
trick.
Yeah, literally. But he gives you a hand, and it's nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate the way they structured it so that it's like, you can just do it if you already know what you're doing.
And then when you yell at Phoenix, he gets really upset.
Is this the bit where he starts crying?
So bad. Yeah.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Mia is just, like, Like, okay, Hera was saying this earlier as like I don't understand why Mia is mean. The thing is, Mia is very mean, and I think it's very funny. Mm-hmm. She's so mad at Phoenix for lying.
I mean, she has every reason to be, but also...
Exactly!
But also, I feel like she should have established a bit of a better rapport with her client before going to court.
Who cares? The alligator works,
Who cares?
doesn't it?
I mean, it does, yeah. Dismantle this man.
Dismantle this man.
Anyway, he starts crying, and then, what's the context for them talking about the medicine?
Well, Winston Payne's just like, and another thing. He was holding this man's medicine.
Oh, yeah. It's like, that means Phoenix must have done it because it was the medicine that Phoenix was taking because he's sick on the stage with a cold.
Yeah, and it did have his fingerprints on it.
Phoenix immediately starts shilling, like, for a brand in the middle of the trial, which is really, really funny.
You know how it is.
It's really great. He's just like, oh, I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X. It's the only cold and flu medicine that fixes me right up. And everyone's like, wow, that's so great. Tell me more about this brand that you have. And where can I buy it? And how much does it cost? And what are the effects?
And Phoenix is like, here's my affiliate link.
Here's my affiliate link. Here's my Ko-fi. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, this is a stupid line of questioning because I'm not alone in that I keep painkillers on my person at all times, right? I know cold and flu medicine is a different thing, but people get cold and flus pretty regularly. I feel like a lot of people must keep that stuff around.
Again, it does have his fingerprints on it.
It could be fingerprints on it.
It could be anyone's, really. They could have just been exchanging bottles to be like, "What? Try this version."
Oh God!
Have you tried this new double strength version, Phoenix? Try my bottle.
Maybe Phoenix is actually in an MLM and he's selling Cold Killer Eggs.
He is an MLM.
He is an MLM, but also maybe he's in an MLM.
MLM.
Yeah, and then Payne is like, oh, by the way, also, maybe better evidence, his fucking handprint was on his chest.
Again, I think
Phoenix
this
is like, yeah, well, I did push it.
Well, I did. See, here's the thing. I think this is a really stupid line of evidence because if I were Phoenix, right? To be honest, I think if I were in this world and I murdered someone, I could absolutely get away with it.
Okay.
Well, you probably could because they send so many innocent people to jail.
Harry, you sounded so... Like, do you not believe I could get away with murder?
I just think that's maybe not the smartest thing to say on a podcast.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Hi everyone. So the courtroom that is being played this Rose trial.
We had nothing to do with this.
I didn't say who I was going to kill this time. It's fine. It's fine. This could be about anyone.
Yeah, that's better. That makes it so much better.
I'm covering all bases. Like, if I were going to kill someone, I think I could get away with it. And I'm not going to explain how. But I will say that Phoenix telling people that he pushed Swallow, Mr. Swallow, that's such a hard name to say without giggling. Like, he could have just said, oh yeah, I, like, patted him on the back. Or I, like, slapped him. Not, I shoved him to the ground. I shoved him directly into a cable.
I shoved him directly onto his own umbrella and then it stabbed him to death.
This is so dumb because, like, I feel like every time that fingerprints and handprints and all of this sort of thing, like blood splatter analysis, it's never been the break in the case. It's always just been, like, one thing that leads to another thing. I hate forensics because forensic evidence always provides with it a bias of, like, intent, which is not something that you can understand unless you are physically there.
But, like, the whole process of all of these games is, like, there's a piece of evidence that doesn't necessarily say anything, and the prosecution gets to wildly theorize about what that means, and the judge is like, sounds good to me.
Yep. Death.
Yeah.
It's unfair. I think we should be able to get to wildly theorize.
We do. That's what we say we got struck by lightning.
Yeah, that is a very good point. And we do get away with it for a little bit. Anyway, Phoenix talks a bit more about this guy. Oh wait, we also didn't talk about Mia assaulting Grossberg for the first time. Like, physically slapping him. I don't get this bit. So this happens a few times during this case. I never understand why it's happening.
This bit
Does
makes
Mia
so much
attack
sense
Phoenix
to me.
in the first case of the first game?
No. The specific thing that Mia does in this case is that anytime Phoenix gets a little bit too soppy about his girlfriend, she has uncontrollable violence. And you know what? I understand it.
I don't get it.
It's It sucks to hear about. I don't want to hear about it. Fuck you, Phoenix. Shut the fuck up. She doesn't even like you anyway.
What's the problem, Jay? Love is love.
No. Mia Fey hates heterosexuals, and I think that's great.
Insane hearing you refer to Phoenix Wright as a heterosexual.
Well, you know.
Well,
you of all people.
Me of
I
all
should
people.
say,
I
yeah.
betrayed myself.
Yeah. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, so this is also the part where he mentions that Mr. Swan...
Stop it.
I'm trying
You gotta
my
get over
best,
this.
okay? Mr. What's his
Doug,
first name
our
again?
normal friend Doug.
Yeah, his best friend Doug has a lab, and he calls it, like, creepy and strange that he's got a laboratory.
it does sound pretty creepy and strange.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's a chemistry student. He is a
He's
pharmacology.
a pharmacology student.
The thing
Yeah.
about this is like, yeah,
He's got to
he's
do
a pharmacology
titrations
student.
and
Here's
shit.
here's my normal lab with my titrations. But also, here's the high voltage cables that apparently snap on any kind of impact. And also, there's poison in here.
And also we love
we actually
poison.
put poison in
There's
here.
every form of murder weapon. in
Let's
one
be
room.
real. Every single laboratory. I don't know why I said it like that.
No, carry on. Laboratory.
Every single laboratory is gonna have poisonous chemicals in it.
There's a difference between that and like, here's the most distilled poison in the world that Dahlia used to kill this one guy, I guess.
That is true. I guess they were testing whether they could, like, make it safe.
I think they were just like,
what fucking
sick, let's
undergrads
make
are
some
doing
fucked up
that?
poison.
What the
Smile.
fuck is this
Yeah,
university?
actually, you know what? This is a very good point to raise, because I feel like after this trial ended, the police should have been like, why the fuck were these undergrads making lethal poison in their science
Honestly,
lab?
once again, health and safety is the true killer here. Or lack
Yes.
thereof.
That's just look, you're making drugs all day, you're like, just gonna do a little poison on the side. Just for me.
Like Phoenix with being a lawyer.
Alright, yeah.
This is also where we get to see Phoenix's first sprite, where you see his face under the mask.
Oh, his serious
Wow,
face.
baby.
His serious face.
He has a baby serious face.
This is like when like a baby looks serious
He's just a baby.
for like a second and then goes back to looking normal.
It goes back to crying.
And you're like, oh, that was weird. Or like when a cat stands up on its like back legs, you know?
That's exactly what Phoenix Wright is like at all times. Like a cat standing up on his back legs.
Oh god.
Well, after we talk to Phoenix, we have a little recess because Winston Payne's like, I'm gonna bring a girl here.
You're not allowed to do that in court.
Wait, there's something I want to bring up
Yeah.
that I wrote made a note of as well. The Harlem Shake line?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Marvin Grossberg says it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Now, this game came out in 2005, 2006?
Does that line up?
It does not line up, bro. That's what I'm getting to. 2006 on Microsoft Windows. 2004 on the Game Boy Advance. Here we go. The Harlem Shake meme video came out in 2013.
Really?
So
what the
really
fuck
had
were
the
they
gift
talking
of Apollo.
about?
They're talking about the Harlem Shake, the dance from...
Like the 80s?
Yes, yeah.
Wow. I never knew this.
That is
From 1981.
that is fascinating.
I wonder
And
if that's
upsetting.
a direct translation then, because like, who was like, oh, we have to localize this for a 2004 audience. Let's
No,
refer
it
to a
can't be-
1980s.
It can't be a direct translation because that canonizes the fact that every time that Grossberg talked about his hemorrhoids, that was a legitimate character trait that the original game designers wanted him to have.
I think
I
that's
am
probably
almost certain
true.
That's true, yeah.
It can't be. Be nice to this man.
What, do you think that the original version of this game is like a completely different video game?
No, I just think they didn't make the hemorrhoids joke every 5 minutes.
You think that the Japanese Grossberg is like a perfectly normal man?
To be honest, if it weren't for the hemorrhoids joke, he would be pretty normal.
Well, that's exactly why he has the hemorrhoids joke.
I don't want him to have the hemorrhoids joke.
Anyway, yeah, that line has wildly different context post 2013. His hemorrhoids got way worse.
Yeah. Awful line.
Oh, also they have a little new feature where there's the attention noise from the previous games, except they sort of chain it now and it gets shifted.
Yeah, I really like that. The ascending revelation
really
chime. It's cute. That noise wasn't actually used that much in the previous games either. I remember it, but I don't think it was a regular feature.
Yeah, I can't put my finger. It sounded familiar, so I was like, "Oh, this is back." And then he hit me with it again. I was like, "Oh, that's new."
They like
Sometimes
it.
you have a double revelation.
I think the very first one, it's a triple because it goes through.
Yeah, it goes brum brum brum.
Yeah,
Well,
because the
you know how
jail
it
is
is
the
with
last
the rule
one.
of 3.
Yeah, there are 3 characters
Yeah.
to be
Okay,
reveled.
recess time.
Wait, no, we didn't even talk about the fucking umbrella.
Who care?
I care about the umbrella because Phoenix says something so fucking unhinged at this point.
He does do that.
He does.
Yeah.
So this is the part of the case where they're talking about when Phoenix pushed Doug.
Come on. The thing about Doug is it's such a funny name.
Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I completely forgot his name, so I just pulled a random one out of the ether. And I was like, that's probably it.
You were right.
Your subconscious.
You had it in there
got you
somewhere,
covered.
yeah.
Yeah, I found it again. I was lost in the dark and I found it. When Phoenix pushed Doug, there was like a loud snapping noise, and everyone in the court had previously been attributing this to Phoenix pushing him into the electrical cable, which killed him. But he then discloses that, it was probably the snap of him falling on top of the umbrella that he had with him, because it was raining at the time that they met up. And then he says, yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like its owner. The guy that I killed.
Yeah. The guy who just died. What the fuck? Phoenix sucks so much.
This is giving me,
This is
like...
completely in character for Phoenix.
I agree.
It is.
And it bothers me, but, like, there were times in the first couple games where I was like, how did this guy end up being friends with a guy like Larry Butts? And then I read that line, and then I was
Loves
like,
lying
oh
in
no,
court.
you guys are like the exact same kind of person.
Pettiest men on earth.
But yeah, you use this point to counter that Phoenix couldn't have pushed Douglas into the cable. And Winston Payne's pompadour, like, blows up for a second, and Mia does a really cool hair flip.
She does, and it's fucking sick.
It's a really good animation. There's a lot of good animations in this one so far.
And then we
And then
go
it's
to recess,
recess.
and we learn about Phoenix's extremely heterosexual girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who's so into him?
And the thing is, she's so nice.
And the thing is, she's so into him. She gave him a necklace, and now all she ever says to him is, please, can I have it back? And Phoenix is like, that's my girlfriend who loves me, smile.
Smile.
Yeah, because she's so cute and shy.
It's very funny that one of the first notes I made about her is Phoenix. She has given Phoenix a bottle full of poison. Very, very good.
I mean, it says so much about Phoenix that a random person came up to him and gave him a necklace, and then he decided that they were in love. If someone at the library gave me a random fucking necklace, I would throw it in the bin and immediately ring the police and be like, why the fuck are you talking to me?
Especially-
Like, stop.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far down, mainly because I would never want to interact with the police. But also,
Yeah, I do take that back.
But also, that necklace,
I would throw it away and run away.
that necklace is also so fucking ugly.
Oh my god.
It's one of the most hideous necklaces I've ever seen.
It's so Y2K.
It really is. And the necklace that Dahlia gives Phoenix is like a big, thick gold chain necklace with a really, really big heart at the bottom, like a curved heart. And then set in the center of that heart is a little blue bottle, which is full of poison. But we're not supposed to know that yet. Shh. But yeah, it literally looks like he is wearing like a big stupid gold chain and smiling like an idiot. And it's bad. It's a bad, terrible necklace, and I hate that he wears it all the time.
I do hate it, but I wish we saw it in his character sprite.
That would have been good, but I imagine he's just wearing it under the sweater, maybe.
But then I feel like he's not, because he wants everyone to see it. So that they should have done that. That would have been fun.
They should have done that, yeah. But to be honest, his design, if he was wearing that necklace, if like the first time I saw Phoenix Wright in this video game in the past was him wearing a black shirt and gold chains, I would have lost my shit. He would be looking like a gangster SpongeBob t-shirt edit.
Well, Dahlia shows up in court, and of course everyone is so normal about it.
Everyone is so normal. I mean, how can you not be, right? She's got like butterflies and one of those really weird French umbrellas.
I can't put my finger on what it is that she looks like she's from.
It's the eyes, right?
And just kind of like her general shape as well. And I don't remember if it was a Flash game or if it was like a mobile app or something like that. But it was like, it's gonna kill me, I think. I'm not. But she looks like she's from a different game.
Yeah, there's a lot of like her eyes look completely different to the way that everyone else's eyes look. She's got like a really, like a detailed but normal hairstyle of twin braids tied back and like long hair. She's wearing pajamas.
She's
and
wearing
she has an umbrella.
Pink dress and like a very see-through shawl type thing.
She's wearing a nightgown.
I love her shawl.
It's like a jellyfish has just like rested around her arms. But yeah, everyone's very normal about her is the thing.
So true.
Well, that's just because she's so normal.
The judge is like, you could definitely never lie to anybody. And Winston Payne's like, yeah, I agree.
They're having an awoogoff.
I wish you wouldn't say that.
At this point of the game, I wrote an essay in my notes.
I've got to
and
see
Jay
Dan's
turned
essay.
to me and was like, I really enjoyed that you wrote an essay.
I don't think
really
I forgot that I said that. Then when I read your notes, I don't know what it was that you were writing about. Hold on, I gotta scroll.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, I remember. No, we did have a conversation about this.
We did. Basically, that like, and again, it's one of those funny things where I'm like, I don't think that they meant it to be this criticism of it, but this is what ends up happening, where we have Dahlia Hawthorne here. She's the most pure and, humble woman you'd ever meet. She's a perfect woman, right? She's doing all the perfect woman things that definitely everyone agrees with. And all the men are just losing their minds because she's the perfect woman. And then as things go on, we realise, it turns out she's not so great.
Purity is skin deep.
And basically, like, yeah, and it's just like a really funny thing where, like, I don't think they're trying to be like,
never trust anyone who
the
looks nice.
The perfect woman doesn't exist. Yeah. They're not trying to do that, but it just ends up happening. And we also end up liking the women the most that are, really over the top or brash or keep punching their boss or, like, have a fucking whip or, like, with trauma. We end up really liking those, and I don't think that they necessarily mean to make that point, but that's what they do, and I just really like that.
Yeah. It's a stereotype that they've played with a little bit of, like, the pure innocent person actually being the twisted evil serial killer. One thing they never actually explain in this case is, like, why she kills people.
It's not important.
Apparently not. I mean, they literally never elaborate on it.
I mean, why... Does there need to be a reason?
I mean, yeah, means, motive, and the third thing.
Well, the motive was that she was gonna get caught, as has been the motive in, like, 3 other cases.
It's really funny having a central motive of villains throughout a franchise be they're gonna get caught for murder, so they've gotta do more murder. It was literally the same thing with the fucking serial killer at the end of the first game.
Oh, Joe Dog.
That guy.
That fucked up guy.
Jonathan Duck.
So that's the motive. And we know the means, and we know the opportunity. It's all there. Don't need it anymore.
Opportunity was the third one, yeah. See, Hera could be a lawyer.
It's true.
MMO, like Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh yeah, that's the mnemonic.
They say that in court, I think.
Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV.
Which is free to play up to whatever, I don't know what line.
Yeah, no one gives a shit anymore, let's be real. A lot of the game is free, you can play it, have fun. We're playing a different game though.
Bon appetit.
There's another line drop here that just took the wind out of me, where Mia says in her internal monologue, after Dahlia wraps the whole court around her finger, where she says, well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Now that one didn't change its meaning in the past several years.
She is tuned in to popular media.
Now, I think you can give me this one. don't think that's a direct translation of the Japanese text.
Probably
But
not.
I assume that it's like there was another like pop culture reference, like a Japanese pop culture reference.
Maybe. It's entirely possible that in the original versions of these games, they don't make any pop culture references.
That's so funny.
That's the thing about referential humor in these games, is that it literally never needs to be there to stop the plot moving forward.
God, that's so wild. I don't want to think about that. I was going to say something about this whole game that I think is not that important, but I think about it a lot, which is that this game took forever to get... I can't remember if it's released in the UK.
Yeah, we had a conversation
or
about
get
this.
translated. So I remember being a very impatient teenager and getting the game after this before getting this
Insane.
game. I think it was just the EU release.
It was EU release because we talked about it, remember? Because I had a translated version, but it's got Japanese text on the front, so you could get it. And I only found out when we were just talking about it that you played Apollo Justice first, because in the UK only, or like EU, UK, it came out before, which is crazy.
It's so
That's
crazy.
strange.
So this game, to me, was always really elusive and like the secret bonus content. Anyway, I don't know, it must have just been that like it was an EU thing and not to do with the translation, but I just remembered that, so that's a fun fact.
Well, yeah, because it would have been the PAL version, presumably. I don't know how it works on the DS, but... Well, it was the Game Boy as well, wasn't it?
The Game Boy Advance, to be specific.
We gotta come back to this after we played this game and also Apollo Justice, and then you will see why this is one of the weirdest ways to play this game in the world.
It's gonna be that Apollo Justice has voice acting.
That's like that would be the least of the issues.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this when we get to it.
It's fine, it's probably nothing.
I mean, like 101. This is the third game in a trilogy.
Right, but this is like the beach episode.
Yeah, but we gotta think about the rest of the video game at some point, Hera.
I have played a lot of trilogies from this era, and they've just pumped out. They put out the first one, and then there's like 2 years to the second one, and then the next one comes out a year later. And the third game is always dog shit.
Cool, I love this optimism.
Now I'm not saying anything about Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations.
Are you sure?
I'm just sharing my perspective.
Your perspective that you think everything you're about to experience for the next few cases is gonna be complete ass.
I'm just, you know.
We love your
That's
perspective,
just how it
Hera,
was
and
back
we all
then.
feel so normal about it.
But what is unusual about that is that they went on to make another game, many other games.
Yeah.
Whereas normally, like, talking about like PS2 like platformers, they just kind of like fizzle out after that.
The visual novel is the eternal format.
Or
That
they
is
make like a
true.
kart racer. But where's the Ace Attorney kart racer?
Where is the Attorney
Is Phoenix
Racer?
Wright in a kart racing game? I feel like he probably is, right?
I don't
I
think
don't
he
think
is.
so.
He should be.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like it could just be completely different. Normally, is when they do like the zombie plotline
Zombie plotline? What?
or like aliens show up or something.
Okay, we already know that aliens are gonna show up. That's been a recurring theme of the past few games.
It's true.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
The Wolfmen are here.
This is exactly where it's the 3 core. That's where you get into this stuff.
Like, Jay's got their own themes that they're running with for each of the games. And look, Jay, they're cute, but come on, let's be real. The main themes are the first game is about humans. The second game is about ghosts. This one's about aliens.
We should start recording here. We've already covered everything.
We can't let this get out.
I'm sorry. The way that you said, "Look, Jay, that's cute," made me give me so much incandescent rage that I
Yes.
genuinely couldn't respond. I know when people are joking, and I feel it like a normal person.
That was one of the most evil things I've ever done in my life. So
I'm fine.
Can we talk about Feeny?
Do you not see why Mia has to punch people? It makes so much sense to me.
Me whenever I hear the minions talk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know she has like the most the really high pitched weak voice.
Like Miss Piggy.
Like Miss Piggy.
Oh my god.
No, Miss Piggy is strong.
Yeah, but her voice sounds exactly like what you just described.
But her cover of Cellophane.
I'd like to see you come up with a better nickname for Phoenix Wright that is romantic in any capacity. You can't, because that man is like that.
I think Nick is fine, personally.
This is my buddy Nick. Yeah, we're dating.
12 seconds have passed since the beginning of this testimony. This is what is known as time dilation.
Hera, I saw that in your notes and it was very funny at the time, and now I'm looking at the fact that we've talked about it for 90 minutes and it's no longer funny.
I think I might have just been distracted during these first few sentences of this testimony, but it was at least 5 minutes before I saw that line.
That's just one of Dahlia's powers.
Yeah. So how does this one go down?
This is also the part where you get confirmation that Phoenix was a student of the arts, and we all collectively said there's no fucking way.
Oh, Dahlia, by the way, is a literature student.
Yes, she's studying Senryu poetry, which is honestly pretty cool. What, literature students?
The writers of Phoenix Wrights. Yeah.
Have there been other literature students that have been villainous?
What did the guy in the first case of the second game want to study?
Richard Wellington.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was thinking about.
Yeah, he wasn't a student. He was a.
Did he not have a?
He was a student.
No, I know, but he was talking about going to university.
I don't think he mentioned anything about a specific.
Just wanted to do the
it might have been either
philosophy.
literature or philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah, he would be doing philosophy.
Yeah.
She lies to us.
She lies to us. She doesn't actually know anything about Senryu poetry. The judge actually does get in through the court through teleportation.
Yeah, she's like, Phoenix never did anything, to which Mira's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then she's like, okay, just kidding, he did kill that guy.
He did kill that guy. I know we're so wicked super in love, really legit, you have to trust me on this. But he did kill that guy, and I did see him do it.
And this is when Mia's like, oh, maybe it was lightning, and then immediately is like, just kidding, it's fine, It wasn't that. And it's like, why did we do this?
There's a line that Dahlia says when she's talking about the students, where she says they're all very fond of their drugs, and I just thought that was funny.
And this is when Mia is like, okay, there's a 10-minute time discrepancy between when Phoenix pushed Doug, and he hit the cable, which knocked out the power in the pharmacology lab, which is how we know what time that happened, and what time he died, because he was wearing a watch. So we know there was 10 minutes, and Mia is like, I also already pre-existing don't like Dahlia Hawthorne, so I'm gonna blame it on her.
Yeah.
Yay!
It could have been literally any one of the pharmacology students.
Nope.
And also, he could have tripped and fell.
Yeah, that snap was every bone in his body. He's just made of
It's just
paper.
like Phoenix said, cheap and frail.
He's so fragile, yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about perjury?
Yeah.
So when it's revealed that Dahlia did in fact lie, because she didn't actually see Phoenix pushing Douglas, Mia calls her out for doing a crime. Lying under oath is a perjury, and the judge says, oh, let her off easy. It's okay to do a little perjury. Who hasn't done a little... I mean, to be honest, genuine question, who hasn't done a little perjury?
It's true.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Mia should maybe keep a little quiet about this, considering her client had done exactly the same thing.
Absolutely.
20 minutes
the levels
ago.
of hypocrisy on all levels is too much.
Anyway, this proves that the law is a flexible medium that flows like water, and you can manipulate it at your will.
There's kind of an interesting power struggle going on between Dahlia and Winston.
Yeah.
They're both vying for the judge's affection.
Because Winston, understandably wants to talk for his client because he's a law professional. But Dahlia wants center stage here. And so when she gets spoken over, she does the ellipses and then
I believe I was talking.
She's like, That's it in real time.
Yeah.
immaculate.
Yeah, she doesn't like it, but Winston Payne can't help himself talking over her.
Also, isn't this the point where even Phoenix, like, tries to butt into her conversation by, like, running over and knocking her off the stand and then giving his 2 cents as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does he do that?
Wants to go to jail. Wants to go to execution.
Wants to be taken down for her crime.
The message I'm getting from this video game franchise, because this has happened with Phoenix, and this has happened with Larry, is if you really like your girlfriend, you also really like being arrested and going to jail.
So true.
And dying.
It's also really funny because Phoenix's whole fucking thing is like, the man I love saved me when no one else believed me. But here it's like, yeah, but this girl's fit, so I'm just gonna do it.
I mean, I think the story of this is that if someone is nice to me even a little bit, you can manipulate me into doing whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so true.
That's probably
definitely
fine.
true.
So fucking...
That's probably
Especially on the
well-adjusted.
back of the previous case of representing a murderer. Probably nothing.
Yeah. Which,
But he was so nice
You know what?
and famous.
Doug looks like such an on-guard reskin to me. And
He
I
really
just always
does.
felt that way about it.
Phoenix Wright is a good judge of character.
Yeah.
That's why he's best friends with Larry Butts.
Yeah. Anyway, the judge says I'm infamous for changing my mind.
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
When is it that Grossberg says the judge always hands down the correct verdict?
Right
It's
after
just
this.
after this, yeah. We're gonna have to talk about this. So, yeah, I can't remember if it's directly relating to the perjury thing, but the judge says, like, oh, it doesn't matter if people change their minds about stuff. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. The judge says this. And he says, yeah, there are people who call me Judge Fickle, which is an awesome thing you want to hear for the person that is presiding over a trial. And then Grossberg says in response to this, is like, yeah, he may be fickle, but he does always hand down the correct verdict. So true.
Yeah.
Right? So
He's
true.
He's
definitely never been wrong about anything in his
No.
life.
One time.
That's the scary power of being a judge, is when you make a verdict, that verdict becomes the truth.
Yeah.
The Great Judgini was also another one of his nicknames, and that one is just a lot worse. What does that mean?
Not great.
He always gets away with the bullshit
Oh no,
that he's
it
been
means
doing.
it means he does teleport into the courthouse.
Yeah,
He could have gotten away with killing someone in Turnabout Big Top.
and he has.
Almost certainly. Okay, where are we at?
This is the part where Mia is about to drag Dahlia for expressing any interest in Phoenix, whether it be superficial or not.
This is the funniest part of the video.
This is
game.
the funniest part of the video game. I need to find the transcript for this because it's extremely good. Is this after you press her about being at the courthouse for the research paper?
Yeah, because the reason it comes up is because she's like, oh yeah, I just approached Phoenix, you know, because
It
I
was
was
love at
interested.
first sight,
And Mia
yeah.
Faye's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, it fucking wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't mention that, like, we move on to talking about the other courthouse case because, or to the courthouse case because I guess we're talking about what motive she would have had. And
Well, the reason was that because Grossberg, during the first recess, said he was going to go find something that would help support the case, and then he comes back at this point to give you the snippet of a newspaper that says 8 months ago, a lawyer was murdered, and one of the main suspects was Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia also drops a line
Not just
in here,
any lawyer.
yeah, about it being her former boyfriend. This is never brought up
Yep.
again.
Not important.
I mean, and then Grossberg is like, oh, now I understand why you, like, really wanted to take this case and, like, took it off me just the day before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she says the part about her heart skipping a beat when she saw Phoenix, and then Mia says, in my personal opinion, he just likes a typical snotty college-nosed brat. Which is true.
Which is
Did
true.
I say that sentence right?
I think so.
No,
Okay.
but I really enjoyed it.
Doesn't matter. Jay can cut it up in post.
Jay's gonna do YouTube poop stuff to my phrases. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love being snotty college-nosed. It's so good.
Then Winston Payne interrupts and says, love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might be shocked. And the judge says, he's telling the truth. It was truly shocking. So this seems to confirm that Winston Payne has a hot wife. So good for him, I guess. And then Dahlia reads off a line of poetry, which is, beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness, it comes from cow dung, which is the poem that best describes how she feels about Phoenix Wright. which is
Phenomenal.
not exactly the most flattering thing in the world.
That's negging right there.
That is, yeah.
It's fine. Phoenix doesn't understand art.
Or negging.
I think it's 100% canon based on this case that negging works on Phoenix.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Which is
You could
also
have
why he's
canonised
so
that
into
based on previous
Edgeworth, you have to
cases.
assume.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, bless him.
There's also a point, like, a little bit later on as the conversation continues, where, like, apropos of nothing, Winston Payne says, by the way, I've never once considered leaving my wife.
The reason is
yeah.
that he's cottoned on to the fact that Dahlia was considering leaving Phoenix or left Doug. I don't remember which one it was.
Doug?
Mia, Doug.
Oh, Doug. I think he said Doug, like Joe Doug.
Yeah, remember Doug, the victim of this case?
I forgot his name.
Yeah. But that's why he says it. And in response to this, the judge says, "No one gives a fuck, Winston."
No one gives a shit what you think about your wife, Mr. Payne. It's like the most terminal shutdown I've ever seen. Like, not since Damon Gant sat at that stand did anyone ever shut up so fast.
I care about your wife, Mr. Payne.
I care
think
about
she
your
probably
wife, Mr.
deserves
Payne.
better, but...
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Maybe he's a kind and tender lover.
No, we're not doing that one.
It's fine. Someone on the internet will have done that.
Oh, can we do our
My
favorite
fanfiction
segment?
exists.
Oh, I don't want to.
Someone's gotta.
I'll find out.
Thank you, Devin. There are going to be a lot of fics where Winston Payne is involved in a Miles and Phoenix based shipping thing. Just as an observer.
280 fics about Winston Payne.
That's a lot.
How many?
Can I say that? That's a lot.
There's not a tag for Winston Payne's nameless wife, I'm sorry.
That's so fast. I didn't even... Okay. You said you weren't going to do it, but that was so fast.
Journalistic instinct, I can't help it.
The research must be done.
Control F wife, 0 results, tragic.
No. That's so sad. That makes me very sad.
What are the most common characters that appear in fics with Winston Payne?
It's going to be
Well, you'll
Phoenix
never
and
believe
Edgeworth.
this, but it's Phoenix and Edgeworth.
And the judge.
I don't think that's true.
Why would Winston Payne be in a Phoenix and Edgeworth fic if it wasn't something that took place partially in a trial? And the judge isn't there.
86 out of 280 include the judge.
My guess is just that Winston Payne is in the fic, not that he's the main
It's
character.
true. There's no way to sort for that, unfortunately.
He's sitting in the chair.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make AO4. It's gonna be alternative archive of our own.
Oh my god, the most slow.
Wait, no, the fuck.
Of my life. That was so
The O is the thing
good.
that's the fourth.
Only one of these fics is Winston Payne X the judge. What's the fucking point?
Wait, click on that person's
We
profile.
can change that as the thing.
It was
so-
co-written by 4 people. I can't do this.
Computer enhance.
For the bravest people I've ever known.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my fucking god, my brain. Oh.
Anyway, he's never once
Anyway, I
considered
can't
leaving his wife.
find shit about his wife, but...
That's
He
why
would
no
never
one
leave his
cares,
wife.
Mr. Payne. Okay, moving on. Grossberg talks a little bit more about his butt, and then finally there's a point in this case where Mia feels like she's really gotten the upper hand, and then Grossberg starts talking about her like she's a shonen protagonist, referring to her as having a lawyer's aura, and that she's becoming more powerful.
Because she is.
Yeah,
She's getting so strong.
she's reaching
gained
the
so
final
much
stage.
experience
Yeah.
points.
She's becoming so powerful. And there's a line of questioning here where Mia's asking, if Dahlia was there at the scene of the crime around the time when it happened, then what was she doing in the 15-minute interval between when Phoenix pushed Graham and when he died? And her immediate guess is like, I don't know, did she like go to the toilet or something? And Phoenix says,
this is actually about the courtroom murder where she was talking to the lawyer who died.
oh, right. Okay.
And her claim is like, I don't know what happened. I walked away and then I came back and he'd been poisoned.
Parallels.
And she's like, where the fuck were you?
Yeah, where the fuck were you? Did you go to the toilet? And Phoenix says, my perfect little dolly doesn't poop. Because as everyone knows, just like in real life, girls don't poop.
There are like... I know there are so many indicators that this game was written by a man.
One or two.
Yeah, that's you.
But they really do only know how to write women like 3 different ways. That might be generous.
I think the funniest bit about this joke is that no one challenges this line of thinking.
Not even Mia.
Like, Phoenix says that his girlfriend doesn't poop, and the judge is like, well, I guess that explains it. She couldn't have gone to the toilet.
Winston Payne's like, yeah, my wife doesn't poop for sure.
No one cares, Winston, shut up.
It's so silly. Like, if she went to the toilet and was just like, yeah, I just needed a shit, then that would be an alibi. Yeah. But everyone's like, no, she didn't have an alibi, so she just had a suspicious 20 minutes.
Nobody is brave enough to admit that even women can blast the potty.
Oh, Jesus. Another great thing that happens in this moment is where, you know, Mia's like, huh, suspicious. This lawyer gets poisoned right after you speak to him. And Dahlia's like, I wouldn't have someone. I didn't even have a container on me to put the poison. No one brought that up but you. You did that to yourself, Dahlia.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you do that? I wouldn't have a knife on me to kill this guy with. Okay. Let's go talk about a knife then.
There's another line here when Mia, like, obliterates her for her taste in men. Well, no, it's that she talks to Phoenix and is like, Phoenix, have you ever, like, actually considered why someone like her would be even remotely interested in you? You pathetic loser who gets no bitches and stacks no paper. It's so good. And he just says, oh, well, it's because we're obviously, like, so in love, and nobody believed him.
Oh my god.
I love Mia so much.
See, the thing is, Jay, I get where you're coming from, but then she hires this man to work for her.
Well, no, Devin and I have an alternate theory. Go ahead, Devin.
You know, right, that Phoenix Wright would then have just started showing up at Mia's office uninvited and unasked for, and just stayed there until he was a lawyer, right? You know that's what he did.
Well, Mia doesn't even have an office at
That's
this point.
so real. Oh my god.
That's true.
God, what a piece of shit.
I guess he just follows her around.
Theory feels so legitimate that it makes me hate Phoenix Wright even more, even if it's not something that's actually true. Because I'm just like, yeah, you would do that, you piece of shit.
Jay, we need to do a fanfiction episode, like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the fanfic is about Phoenix Wright showing up at the office uninvited.
Okay, where were we?
Something normal's about to happen.
Something normal. Oh, yeah. No,
Dahlia's like, well, if I had poison, where the hell did I even get it from? To which point I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I did.
But you've been clearly just dating this pharmacology student for a while.
Who has a lab with special equipment.
Who has a lab.
With high voltage cables running through it.
And you're like, well, we've got her. We've got the key piece of evidence to bring her down.
And then, just as you thought it was all gonna be tying into a nice ribbon, in goes Phoenix Wright like a fucking tornado, grabbing the necklace and doing probably the most normal thing he's ever done.
Crunch.
Gulp.
He leaves the room. This happens somewhere else.
He runs away. He grabs the
screen.
necklace, the key piece of evidence that was going to be the break in the trial. He grabs the necklace and runs away. And then the bailiff runs to like detain him and bring him back. And by the time he comes back, everyone's like, Phoenix, where's the necklace? What have you done with the necklace? That was going to be the key piece of evidence that was going to put your not really girlfriend in jail. And he looks at everyone dead serious, just like a baby would. And says,
and he's like, I don't know. And he's like, he's heart-shaped locket shaped. His stomach is a big heart shape.
Oh, you mean like the cheese? Okay.
Like the cheese.
You know he ate the locket.
You know he ate the locket. I eated it. You know, you saying the thing about him looking like a baby when he looks like that is really strengthened in this particular still of him making that face when he says, I ate it. He would walk into my room with this face and say, Mom, I threw up.
He very specifically says he had to chew it into little pieces.
That makes no sense. You can't chew that. That's metal and glass.
It's got a very strong jaw.
Maybe it's pure gold.
It's very soft.
Yeah.
He's the proto-LA Beast. He's the first person who's been able to chew a bunch of glass.
Or maybe it's just like really shitty metal. Like it's made out of tin or something.
Oh god, just the idea of like biting on that with my teeth. Ugh. Awful. This did present a really funny concept to me, because they kept mentioning about how that locket at the time was going to be like the key break in the case. That was going to be the thing that got Dahlia accused of murder. And then as soon as it was gone, it couldn't be used anymore, which is really dumb, but it does mean that if a lawyer grabs and eats all of your evidence before you get to use it in court, you just lose.
New technique just dropped. I love the fact that this is in a tutorial case, because it's so, like, it's such a thing that's like that one time Phoenix Wright ate glass. And it's really like, okay, this game doesn't hang around. Like, we're fucking in it. Once all of that happens, we then turn to why did Dahlia want that bottle back so much?
Well, Phoenix does one other really stupid thing here, is he, like, after he eats a bottle of glass to prove his love for Dahlia, he then also entirely puts her on blast by finishing the conversation that he was having with Daryl and saying, oh yeah, you need to... So this entire thing has been under the precedent that Darren and Phoenix got into a fight and he pushed Gary because he was saying that, like, oh, you shouldn't hang around Dahlia anymore. She's bad news. And the bit that he forgets to mention until this point is, yeah, she keeps stealing poison from our lab. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and it turns out not only did she steal poison 8 months ago, but she stole poison recently. And so Doug is like, I think she's about to poison you, dude.
I think it's really funny that she waited 8 months to pull out the poison card again. Because, like, I'd have been there, like, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe after.
Yeah, I couldn't put up with dating Phoenix.
I'd have been like Yoda eating olives.
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Is that back for more olives?
Back for more olives at 3 a.m. Yeah.
If that's the original, I don't think I've ever seen the original. I think I've only seen edited ones. Who on earth would go back for more olives? But yeah, like the entire thing just like falls apart because he finally actually tells people what he should have told them from the very beginning.
Perhaps.
Some people just really don't want their girlfriend to dump them, is the thing.
This is true. Guy who spent the entire time that he was on trial lying, or at the very least not telling the whole truth. This guy's gonna become the lawyer that you play as for the rest of the game. The guy who ate glass. You get to play as this guy for the rest of these.
It's a bit of perjury between friends.
It's a little bit of perjury between friends.
Just
also, like, we haven't made this explicit yet, but Phoenix Wright spends the whole of the first game being like, it was so influential to me when I was 8 years old that someone stood up for me in a class courtroom, and then doesn't mention, also when I was 21, I was put on trial for murder, and someone did stand up for me then also, but that's not fucking important. I don't give a shit about that.
It's really funny how this is like... Mia never mentions that this is how she met Phoenix. She never mentions anything about the case with Dahlia or the case before that probably also involved Dahlia because they said they knew each other from before. And this is all just supposed to be retroactively changing all of this stuff about these characters that just makes it seem, just makes them both seem kind of a little bit silly.
It's fine. Creating things in linear time is hard.
Yeah.
That is true.
And I said this to Jay at the time. Oh, for context for anyone listening, me and Jay were hanging out in person this week, so we've had lots of in-person discussions about this case.
It's true, the secret hidden podcast that you didn't get to hear.
We'll be releasing, the extra notes on Patreon. Anyway, they're like, it's funny, because clearly, like, they just did this later on, and so they were just like, we'll just add this in, it's fine. But actually, it just makes Phoenix more gay in the game, because clearly the reason why he's obsessed with Edgeworth is because he fancies Edgeworth, and not because of the whole life-saving thing. Because otherwise, he wouldn't shut the fuck up about Mia. So, going from just what's in the game, Naramitsu is canon.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
It's at this point that the butterflies that have been suppressing Dahlia's evil aura finally scatter.
They burn up,
And
actually. The aura overcomes them.
No, that happens later.
Oh.
They kind of disappear.
I see.
And then they come back.
This is where she goes.
She starts getting a little bit mean.
Yeah, she starts getting mean. She looks a lot more aloof and distant. You're aware that maybe there is a demon within this woman. A demon with the power to kill. Honestly, I don't give a shit about these in-between stages where it's like, yeah, they're showing a little bit more of their true colors, but they haven't gone completely batshit insane yet. I want to see people get fucked up. I need to see people get mad, and I need to spend more time with them when they're in their fucking, like, ultra mega final form crazy mode, because that's when shit gets really fun. And, like, her just being like, because this is like the third time this has happened with a female character who is the antagonist of a case, where they're just like, oh, like, I was being nice before, but fuck you, man. You're so mean. I fucking hate you.
Why wouldn't you let me do my crimes?
Let me just, like, I didn't even do the crimes, but if I did, you should just fucking get off my back, man. If she spoke like that, I'd actually find it a lot better. That'd be really fun.
Here's what she says. She says, Feeny, what a joke you are.
What a cartoon.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Your Honor, I love her though, so what's the problem?
What's the problem?
What's the problem?
Yeah, like, even at this point, Phoenix is still like, it would never be her doing all that. It must have been a clone.
I want to be 100% clear. That was me speaking. I was not doing a Phoenix impression. I mean, it's also true. He does also say that, but...
Parallels.
Don't like that. That's meaner than the thing you said to me earlier.
You're right. Mia does a really good bit here. When she finally gets Dahlia on the ropes and, like, backs her into the corner, her method of proving herself right is just being like, hey, we know that you stole poison, and we know that you were gonna use poison to kill Phoenix. This is, like, the line that we're running with. And the only thing that was on the body of the guy that was dead, whose name I've forgotten again, was Phoenix's cough medicine. I'm pretty sure that you poisoned this cough medicine. And then Dahlia's like, no, I didn't do that. And then Mia says, oh yeah? Fucking eat it, bitch.
That's how it works in court. You can just do that.
It's so choice. It's so good.
And it works.
I mean, we've already proven people can get away with eating the evidence, so...
Yeah.
2 for 2, baby.
Yeah.
Enjoy these cough drops.
It's really funny because it feels like in the first game, at the very least, it feels like the message you get from Mia is like, if you're in a pinch, turn everything around and that'll help you solve
Get
the
a little
case.
crazy.
But actually, Mia's finishing move is,
Eat this.
what if I do something really fucked up? Because she did it with Red White, where she got Phoenix to read out the list of people who had taken their own lives because of his blackmail. And in this one, she's like, fucking die.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ,
Mia's
Kill
fucking
yourself.
awesome.
Kill yourself
love
now. Dahlia Hawthorne,
She's so
eat
good.
poison now!
Mia goes fucking hard.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I wish he was, like, displaying that level of confidence more consistently throughout the case. It's
There's
really,
a
really
bit
good.
just before this that I'd like to draw attention to, where Grossberg warns Mia to stop pushing and says, if you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer,
Yeah, right.
which is losing her badge.
Which is 30 minutes timeout.
Which, I mean, multiple lawyers have, like, died in this courthouse, so I think we're a
Price is
little
more
before
ultimate.
ultimate price.
Yeah. I think maybe lawyers before this point just weren't this fucked up.
Say more about that.
You think?
Maybe, yeah, because I feel like no one ever, like, after the point that we're at in the narrative, people are referencing back to old cases pretty regularly, but that's because everything that happened in those old cases was completely unhinged. Nobody in Maya's timeline ever talks about, in Mia's time, ever talks about things that happened in the past, because everyone else was just doing lawyers normal style. And then Ghost...
Manfred von Karma shot another lawyer in an elevator
Yeah, but
in
no-
this court.
But nobody
In
knew
this
it was
courthouse.
him at this point. Nobody knew, Harry. He got away with that for, like, 20
Nobody
years.
knew, but people were doing... Manfred von Karma was still active throughout. Like, he was around.
He was around. He was the
How many
progenitor for
lawyers
this.
did that man
And
kill?
that's why Miles Edgeworth exists. I mean, like, come on. That's why Francesca exists.
And he never lost a case.
He
You
never
know he was
lost a
on some
case.
bullshit.
Yeah. But we didn't know about that until our time.
Yeah, everyone was looking at the system right now and being like, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Well, this is just the way it was still new at this point.
Great.
This is just the way it's going to be, and we're just going to work with it. And then everything was fine for like 6 months, and then everything started spiraling out of control really, really fast. So
now those butterflies get set on fire.
Yeah, now those butterflies get set on fire. The demon come out. Dahlia Hawthorne unleashes the Shungoku Satsu, and a demonic crest appears on her back, and her eyes go completely white. I gotta say, she does look pretty intimidating. It makes me so upset that one of the first things she does after, like, turning into a fucking demon is turning around so you can't see her face when she talks.
And she says, this isn't the last you'll see of me.
I don't believe that. I don't think I'm ever seeing you again.
Well, hold on. Before that, Pain is like, this is bullshit. There's no way.
It's actually after.
It
It's
possibly
actually
be you.
she leaves the courtroom. Like, she is arrested and taken away, and then afterwards, Payne is like, I don't believe that just happened.
It's
like,
not
there
even she
wasn't
gets
enough
taken
evidence.
away. She voluntarily walks out of the courtroom being like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go hang out with the police for a bit, but you'll see me
Yeah.
again. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? You're being taken away to get executed by the state for doing murder. Twice.
2 of them.
And then Winston Payne says, you know what, I think all of this is complete crap. And I think you're just spouting like baseless conjecture. And Mia says, Winston Payne, eat poison now.
And he loses all of his hair over it.
Yeah.
This was a bit of an overreaction.
The conviction blast that Mia unleashes.
This is the
here.
ultimate attack that Grossberg was alluding to when he was talking about her loyally aura and her growing power. Yeah, all of his fucking hair blows off in one fell swoop, which is, I don't think that actually happened.
You don't know?
I don't know how that could happen.
It was her lawyer blast. You just saw a woman ignite some, like, ghostly butterflies in court. You don't believe in a lawyer blast?
I don't know what to
We're
believe
actual
anymore.
spirit mediums.
Okay, so let's add some things to a list that we don't have yet. So ghosts exist.
Yeah.
Soul transference exists. Ghost butterflies exist, so that means there's ghosts of animals. The lawyer blast
They
exists.
could have been normal butterflies.
I don't think they were normal butterflies. The lawyer blast exists.
Wolfmen from Mars exist.
Wolfmen exist, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Wolfmen from Mars.
They're on the moon, they're not from Mars.
They're also on Mars, I've decided.
Okay.
I still don't believe they exist.
What do you mean?
Such a skeptic.
How can you say that... wait a fucking second. How can you say that Wolfmen on the moon don't exist, but the lawyer blast is canon?
We saw Winston Payne's hair fly off his head. We saw a movie poster for Wolfmen on the Moon.
It wasn't a movie poster, it was a
Next you're
newspaper
gonna say
heading.
the fucking... Okay, but the newspapers are always telling the truth, right? That's what we learned in the last case that we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we learned that the journalist is so good here.
Exactly. We used journalism to win so many cases in the past because it's always true and never spurious. And Wolfmen are real. And the lawyer blast is a metaphor
For what?
for winning.
Yeah.
And we did win.
And Winston Payne's hair is a metaphor for his hopes and dreams, which we did already decide at the top of the episode, so...
Yeah.
I don't think he ever had that pompadour to begin with. Also, we never discussed this. I fucking hate the animation where he just, like, flicks it with his hand. It's so gross.
Gross.
Really, really bad.
It's deeply upsetting.
He's so in his element.
I'm so glad that our element obliterated his element.
He couldn't stand with the greats.
Yeah, that's why he's the rookie crusher.
And that's why he's started down this dark path where he's going to start taking hostages.
Next time we see him, if we ever see him again, I want him to
It's
have
going to be behind a video screen. It's going to be like the Riddler. I've always said he's going Joker-fired, but he's kind of giving me some more Riddler energy now.
like modern Riddler or old school Riddler?
Yeah, modern Riddler, who's like a,
Okay, so
like a
he's like-
Redditor, basically.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can see that. I want him to have a mullet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or a tonsure.
He's going to be completely smooth.
Wait, can we reform him?
You're reforming him by making him a monk? What are you talking about?
I think that Winston Payne is going to become Catholic.
Oh my fucking god.
We're going to take on Winston Payne. And we're going to be like, Winston, you can't kill people to solve cases anymore.
No, Winston Payne has to look deep within himself and find that in order to seek true peace, he has to live the ascetic life of a monk. And then it turns out people die in monasteries too.
Yeah. They made a video game about that called Pentiment. It was good.
I didn't know that it had a monastery in it. I didn't know it has a small Bavarian child.
It mostly takes place in a monastery.
There's a video game Pentiment. Yeah, it's like entirely set in a monastery.
I haven't played it. People only told me about the child.
Well, I'm telling you about the monastery, and I'm telling you to play it. It's good.
A monastery take.
I'll get on that.
Phoenix Wright comes out of the court. Well, now I'm going to be so normal about a different guy instead of Dahlia, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so he talks about being a lawyer on the side to help his friend. Who's he talking about?
Who do you think he's talking about?
He's definitely not talking about Larry Butts.
He's not talking about Larry Butts. He's talking about his only other friend in the world, who he hasn't seen for many years, the demon prosecutor.
His best friend.
I mean, he thinks that, which is so normal.
But when he refers to his best friend, Mia says, what kind of company does this guy keep? A very relevant question, which she is going to find the answer to. And that company is going to be one of the last people she meets before she dies.
Literally true.
But
Yeah.
Edgeworth isn't a lawyer at this point.
What makes you say that?
Because his first case is... Wait, when is his first case?
I don't think Edgeworth is a lawyer at this point. I think you're right.
Are you talking about SL9?
Yes.
We can pretty conclusively say that he is, because Phoenix is talking about Edgeworth, and he has seen him in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he became a prosecutor.
Are we going to cinema
Oh, no, he became a prosecutor at the age of, like, 20, didn't he?
No. They say SLN his first big murder case or something like that, I think, but
Yeah.
it's not his first case.
Oh, it's not his first case.
Yeah. Nothing about this case really felt to me like it was leading into a larger narrative that would be within the rest of the game.
Hera?
I mean, they literally said at the end of this case that it is leading into another case.
What did they say that would be that?
It says that whatever Phoenix Wright is going through right now is what reminded him of this.
Yeah, there's like a flash forward where Phoenix is like, Mia's dead now, but something's reminded me of this
Yeah,
case.
so nothing happening in this case is actually relevant to what's, like, happening in the present timeline, other than that Phoenix was thinking about it.
We don't know that.
I feel like...
What if Dahlia's ghost is, like, wreaking havoc?
The only way I could think it would be relevant again is if Dahlia is actually come back.
Like, fighting.
That would be kind of cool. But I don't think this game is going to do that.
What if Winston Payne is, like, taking hostages?
I mean, we know that... like if he's the bad guy in the next one?
Yeah.
That would be good.
And that's why we thought back to the tragic origin story of Winston Payne.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Phoenix
just
thought about
happened
this.
to be there.
Phoenix was thinking about this because he was like, oh man, I need a tutorial for my third video game, but I can't think about the first two tutorials for my other two video games that I had, so I have to come up with a new one.
I mean, yeah.
They can't do Amnesia again. That's all I'm saying. Thank fuck, yeah. And that's why the next video game is starring a different protagonist, because they were like, fuck, we can't do a Phoenix Wright tutorial without giving him amnesia again, and he doesn't have any other lawyers he can do a flashback to being. Unless you did a flashback to Gregory Edgeworth.
What about Grossberg?
That would actually be good. You know they'd never let you play as Grossberg, though.
Who is Grossberg's weird girl?
Well, it's Mia.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
You don't think it's going to be a young Grossberg?
Grossberg and smaller Grossberg?
No, I mean, you're not playing as a young Grossberg. This is Grossberg's second case.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it could still be like a teenage Mia who's like, well, I've left the village to become a lawyer and I'm studying under Grossberg.
Maybe.
You don't know how long they've known each other.
That's true. I mean, he seems pretty old, is what I was saying. Like, maybe
He's
been
60...
in the game for a long time.
He's what, 60, 61? He looks good for 61, I think.
He looks good for 61.
Yeah. Weird suit, though.
I liked his suit.
I do like his suit. I just don't really like the mustard and ketchup flavor. Is there anything else we want to go over before we jump into reviewing this one, rating this one?
I don't think I have anything to add.
New Victory's theme sounds a bit weird. It sounds like you're in space.
And all the confetti starts floating around, and then the screen zooms out, and it turns out this all took place on the moon.
Space Court.
And the judge takes off his mask, and he was a wolfman.
Fuck. I can't believe you guessed the entire plot. Fuck's sake.
Alright. Who wants to go first? Obviously rating.
I want Hera to go first.
Yeah, I can go first. I thought this was fun. Like, I think back to the beginning of the second game and how excruciating it was for me. Because it really was just like pulling teeth. I hated it. So like recontextualizing everything as like a flashback where you play as a different character, and using that opportunity to like give everyone new outfits and stuff. I really, really like that. Case wasn't much to write home about, but I liked Dahlia. Didn't like Phoenix, but that's nothing new. So yeah, like I think it's just a green for me. This is like there wasn't like a huge amount of tutorialization. They were just like, here's the court record, here's how you press someone. All right, have fun. Like it was good. It felt like they learned a lot from their last foray into tutorial.
They heard all of your complaints.
They heard all of my complaints and read all of my letters.
This is the first case one that I think you've given a green to.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is like I really like in basically any story where you have like a weird side narrative where you like flesh out a bunch of characters that are not important in any way. I mean, Mia's important, but you know what I mean.
But she is dead.
She's dead. And like Winston, like I love that shit. So like this is why like I really genuinely like Case 3 of the first game, because it's not super important in terms of the grand narrative, but it elaborates a lot on Edgeworth, who is kind of just losing the plot after losing his first case, and is like completely out of control of his second case that he's about to lose. And I love stuff like that. Maybe even more so than like big narrative beats like Case 4 of the first game. I just love flavor, and this case has a lot of it.
Fuck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Devon?
Hi. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to call it Smoking Style. I'm not going Smoking Sick Style. I think it's a great tutorial case, but also, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to agree with a lot of what Hera's already said, but yeah, it's not too tutorial-y. It feels like there's a lot to sink your teeth into. There's a lot of, like, fun stuff, which feels like it could come back to, potentially. Who could say? Certainly not me. And it's not the best case ever, because I think in many ways the murder itself seems to be like the least important part of this case, which is fine. But yeah, it's not the most amazing case in the world, because again, it doesn't have that same like end of game case kind of payoff, but I like it. I think it's good. And I like the music a lot. I didn't say that enough during recording, but I like the music a lot.
It was good music.
Yeah,
it had a nice, unique flavor to it.
Speaking of music, Ro.
Oh, I'm actually not doing that.
New game, new rating system.
Yeah, so
Holy shit.
my thoughts on this one were that I did have a lot of positive things to say about it, and a lot of those have already been said by Devon and Hera. But I do also feel like this game, this case, was one of 2 times where I've been like, wow, the writing in this one is not great.
Only 2 times.
Well, okay. Like, the rest of them have been, like, consistent. But this one and Turnabout Big Top, I was like, man, what has happened? Now, again, that was not, like, how I felt through the whole playing of the case. There were definitely very good highlights. I really, really liked the way this one got near the ending when Mia was feeling a lot more confident and delivering a lot of really choice takedowns of people. I really liked when the demon came out of Dahlia. That was really good. But overall, there was this sort of energy that this one brought that made me feel like I was almost watching a spin-off when I wanted to be watching the original series, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I do agree that this definitely does have a lot of flavor, and I do also like experiencing those stuff that sort of flesh out side characters, even if they're not fully relevant to the main plot. And it is nice, but it's not really what I wanted right now. And so for that, I'm giving this one a 7:35 a.m. because this to me had the feeling of like waking up and watching Saturday morning cartoons just to like fill the time before I went to school.
You were going to school on a Saturday?
Interesting.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Saturday mornings cartoons to fill the time before I went out about my day and did, like, the good stuff that I actually wanted to do.
Fucking incredible rating system, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I stole it from myself in the past.
Like a 7 p.m. in the past, or?
No, like an episode 3 of this podcast in the past.
I don't remember that, so it's all
God,
fine.
that's so fun.
This is a good case to play when you're a teenager and to become obsessed with the character lawyer Mia Fey, and then be normal about that for 18 years. I guess 16, because this game didn't come out for a couple of years. And then it's a pretty good game to replay and be like, damn, she's still fucking cool though. So
I think it was striking for me. I know I mentioned this at the top of the episode, but how similar she is written to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah,
that
is fair.
I'm fully on board with it's cool if it's a woman. Because that's 100% right. But it still did catch me off guard.
Yeah, it is a weird thing where they have to keep, like, the sense of humour of the game similar. And the only way of doing that is just to make that character be like that. And when I say sense of humour, I don't think it's a good sense of humour. I don't think the way that Phoenix is good. But that's the bed that they've made. And so, yeah, it is strange that they have to kind of keep that consistency. But it ends up just making that character so unlike what she's been like previously.
I don't know. I think there's a difference from how she is in case 1 of the original game, because 1, she's like 5 years older, and 2, she's like in a mentor role. But also, I'm now remembering as I say that when Phoenix says something stupid in court, she's like, I have to fucking leave. I'm so embarrassed to be seen with you. So I kind of feel like she has
So
been like
true.
this the whole time, honestly.
So fair.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that, like, it is kind of weird that, like, both of them as protagonists have very similar personalities, but I don't think it's that weird that, like, she seemed somewhat different when you're not playing as her.
It would be kind of interesting to see how this game would write you playing as just like a deadpan, extremely serious, no-nonsense kind of person. And I know that there are video games where you do play as Miles Edgeworth, but I've got a feeling by that point he's become so much of a reflection of himself that his identity is just like lost on a sea of all of these different video games that I don't even think he would be like serious about anything at that point.
Guess we'll find out.
Let's find out. But before we find out about that, we're going to find out about like some other guys, I think.
You would think. Well,
Yeah.
you've spoiled something about the next case, Ro.
Yeah, there's a guy in it that I've been wanting to see for a really long time, and he's finally going to appear. What's his name? Godot. Godot?
Godot.
Good eye.
Godot.
Godot, but also,
Godot.
like, Godot. Like, people are gonna say that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Godot. I'm not going to say Godot. I'm going to say this guy is named after the game development engine that you can buy for free.
I love to buy
And
things
have it on your
Buy
computer.
Oh my god.
You can buy it for free and have it on your computer. And that's what he's running
What's the
inside
name
of his
of this
visor
next
at all
case?
times.
That's a good question. I think it's called The Stolen Turnabout.
That
Yes.
sounds right to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting title. That's a title that really makes me think. Because also, it doesn't match the naming convention of the cases. And the only other time I can think of where that's happened is Rise from the Ashes, which was very good. And I hope this one is, but it's also called The Stolen Turnabout, which makes me think that someone's going to steal the whole courthouse.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Or all of the clues.
Well, now we know you can eat evidence.
Now we know you can eat evidence or disintegrate it with your laser beams. Every single thought I could have about what that guy's visor could possibly be for is gonna just like... I'm gonna be so disappointed when it turns out it's for something extremely mundane. It's literally just gonna be... It's like, oh yeah, I own a famous like bioengineering department and I just have these instead of glasses. Like, my dad is a scientist, and he gave me this so I could see normal. Whereas inside, he's just basically playing fucking Virtual Boy console video games the whole time we're doing stuff in court.
Jarvis, solve this case.
Yeah, he's simulating every possible thing I could say in his visor before he responds. That's what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be he's cheating in there. He's using that visor to cheat somehow.
Okay.
It's like Maximilian Pegasus using the Millennium Eye to look at your cards.
No, I think it is going to be a laser blast. It's going to be the new gear.
That would be fucking crazy. No, because I know his thing. From like what very little I've seen about him, his thing is that he drinks coffee.
But it's really hot, so like when he drinks it, it's like, oh, I need
It's-
to expend this heat energy.
Cool.
Has a mug that says fueled by coffee on it.
God, so good. All right.
All right.
Yay!
Next time,
Back in the saddle.
laser time.
Next time, laser time.
Lasers and lawyers.
Aw, lasers and lawyers is good.
It's my hot new tabletop RPG.